Trudeau's Liberals go weak on genocide. I'm Brian Lilly with the Rebel.media. The Conservatives have introduced an Opposition Day motion calling for Parliament to recognize that what is happening to Christians, Yazidis, and Shia Muslims across areas of Iraq and Syria controlled by ISIS as genocide. Time and again, the Conservatives have pushed the Liberal government on this, but Trudeau and his Liberals have gone squeamish. While they may declare that Canada's back, while they may declare that Canada is a world leader, on this front, they continually push back and say, no, we can't declare this ourselves, even though the European Union, Britain, the Vatican, and the United States have all declared genocide. Trudeau's Liberals are once again saying they need an outside body to tell them if this systematic targeting of people based on their religious or ethnic origin is a genocide.
Canada strongly condemns the atrocities and widespread abuses perpetrated by the so-called Islamic State against religious and ethnic communities. Whether ISIL's crimes constitute a genocide is not for us to decide. It is not a political determination. The determination is a legal one. That is why we share the view of the governments of the US and the UK and the UN Special Advisor on Genocide to the Secretary General that the situation must be the subject of an independent investigation by a competent court or tribunal. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
To say that that answer is weak sauce would be an understatement. Stephen Harper and the Conservatives stood tall on the international stage and called a spade a spade. Why didn't the Conservatives declare genocide? Well, foreign affairs officials that I've spoken with tell me that they wanted to declare genocide, but were trying to convince allies to join them. None were willing to do so before last fall's October election, but many have since. And despite the cover of the State Department, the Obama administration, the European Union, the Vatican, and Britain all declaring genocide, Trudeau and his Liberals seem to say, no, we can't do it. There's a couple of things here. One, some argue that they would be required to act, that they might be forced to do something other than a training and assist mission if they declared there was a real genocide. Genocide requires action. But secondly, and this is getting into speculation, my theory is that they don't want to declare genocide because they don't want to be seen as being on the side of Christians. Why? I'm not overly sure, other than being on the sides of Christians doesn't go with their multicultural ethos. Now, any true multicultural ethos would say that Syrian and Iraqi Christians qualify as part of multiculturalism, but perhaps not in Trudeau's world. Every time the issue of Christians being targeted comes up, the Liberals become quite squeamish. The Conservatives have added Yazidis who are being targeted, Shia Muslims who are being targeted by ISIS, who don't like the Shias any more than they like the Christians or Yazidis, but still to no avail. Trudeau and the Liberals say we've got to wait for a competent body like a UN commission to decide what Canada's decision is. Pam Goldsmith-Jones says this is a legal decision, not a political one. Funny thing, though, we elect politicians to pass laws. So, Ms. Goldsmith-Jones, you and your colleagues should actually do your work, maybe study the issue a little bit, but then come to the right and inevitable conclusion. What's happening in the areas controlled by ISIS is genocide. Let's call it by the name it deserves.
Thanks for watching. Click here to never miss a Rebel update. Want even more of the Rebel? Well, click here to become a premium member.